Hello and welcome to UK Fitness Hub. My name's Travis Tarrant and today we're going to be going through leg lymphedema and how to ease water retention in your lower extremities. Let's get into it. So what is lymphedema? Well, lymphedema is the build-up of fluid in our cells and tissues underneath the skin. And this build-up of fluid is known as lymph, and it's transported slowly throughout the body via a connection of vessels known as the lymphatic system. Now, the lymphatic system, you'll be shocked to know, actually transports over 2.5 litres of water around the body from cell to cell and tissue to tissue. Now, for us to increase that number, we can do via exercise. But before we do it, there's lots of different reasons why you might have formed lymphedema. So make sure that you actually go to your doctor, your consultant, and make sure that low impact exercise is the right thing to do for you. Now, when it comes to the lymphatic system, we excrete water via 4 places: our bowels, our kidneys, which is the main one, our lungs, and our skin. Now, for most exercises, what you'll generally find is they'll tell you to march on the spot, or they'll tell you to do all these exercises, and whilst that is getting your heart rate up and getting you fitter, it's not really moving the leg lymphedema in the right way. If I'm standing up and doing a march, well, the leg lymphedema isn't going to go up to my upper extremities, so I need to make sure that I'm actually in a position where I'm below my legs. So my body is lower than my leg position. And that's to just try and get that lymphedema in the leg to travel down to places like the kidneys to get excreted. When it comes to actually doing these, you can do them up to 3 times a day. I would recommend starting off just twice or once, get used to it, write all of them down. And then when you actually get used to them and you don't have to click the video, you can get to the stage where you know them off by heart and you can go, right, okay, I'm going to do every single one of these for 30 seconds. Then next week, I'm going to up it to 45 and then a minute. And then I'm going to try and do it twice a day. Just take it at your own pace and do what feels natural for you. So let's get into those exercises that we can do to help speed up the transportation of the lymphatic system. Let's get into it.
For our first exercise, we're going to mobilise the ankle joint. As you can see, I'm lying face up on the floor with a mat underneath my body. My feet are propped up on a chair and I'm using a towel to support my ankles. You can do this first exercise on a couch, chair, bed or similar height object. To start, begin to bring your feet forwards and then do the opposite and bring them back. Once you've done these 2 phases, you're going to want to bring your feet outwards, then return back to the start position. So in short, that's forward, back, out, repeat. When we flex our foot forwards and back, it works the calf muscles, namely the gastrocnemius and soleus muscles. For exercise number 2, we're going to continue to target the ankle joint. This time, we're going to be doing ankle circles. Make sure that you keep the movement slow and controlled, and don't forget to swap it halfway if you're going by time and not repetitions. Often the ankle joint can be static if we sit for too long, and this promotes fluid buildup. These exercises can help to promote movement in the joint and surrounding muscles, in turn helping aid lymph flow. For our third exercise, we have knee extensions. Place the soles of your feet on the edge of your chosen object and begin to extend your leg from your knee. Do this slowly with only one leg at a time and alternate throughout. There should be little to no hip movement from this exercise, so really try and focus on just isolating all the flexion from the knee joint. Those with tight hamstrings might feel a stretch on this one, and that's perfectly normal. However, this does engage the opposite muscle, which is your quadriceps, and your quadriceps are on the front of the thigh. Next up is knee abduction. To get into position, bring your knees at a right angle above your hips. Slowly abduct, which simply means to bring your knees further away from each other, further apart from the body's midline, and then return back to center. Repeat this over for the duration or amount of repetitions that you've assigned. The further your knees are away from your body, the more core activation you're going to feel on this exercise. So if you do find you're having trouble keeping your lower back on the mat, then please do bring your knees closer to your chest. This is a great movement for the inner thighs and can be made more difficult with the use of resistance bands. Continuing with hip movements, you'll often see this next exercise called knee to chest. However, I'm going to call it toe taps to set the reminder of one foot always being in contact with your chosen object. Start off with both feet on the edge of your chosen object, then begin to bring your knee towards your chest. Ensure you do this with one leg at a time and only use a range of movement that's comfortable for you. Remember, with all these exercises, you work to your own ability. Next up is a glute bridge. Lie on your back with your knees bent and the soles of your feet flat on the ground. Your feet should be just wider than hip width apart. Begin to engage your core and squeeze your glutes as you lift your hips up into a bridge position. Hold this top position before lowering back down under control. Glute bridges have a variety of different benefits, including strengthening the glutes, hamstring, core and back muscles, as well as improving hip posture. Our next exercise is leg abduction. Start off by lying on your side with one leg on an elevated surface and ensure your body is as straight as possible all the way from your shoulder to your foot. Begin the exercise by raising your leg up in the air before lowering back down to your start position. You should begin to feel this quite quickly in the side of your glutes, and remember to repeat on both sides. For both exercises number 8 and 9, we start off in the same start position. To get into this start position, start off on your knees and elbows, and for reference, your elbows should be directly underneath your shoulders. For exercise number 8, take one leg straight and start to move the leg up and down. You should start to feel your glutes and hamstrings activate when you do this. Ensure you squeeze at the top of the movement and make sure not to cheat by excessively arching your back. Keep your core braced and your stomach sucked in, and remember to repeat this on both sides. For exercise number 9, which is leg circles, you're going to take the same principles, but this time you're going to start to draw a circle shape with your foot. This is the harder variant out of the two, and the reason is because there's no rest during the exercise. You're constantly engaging your muscles by keeping them off the floor. If you find your lower back starts to arch, you can decrease the volume of the exercise or go to a bent leg position.
So that concludes the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching. And like I said at the beginning, those 9 exercises, if for example you used to do those for 30 seconds each, that would be 4.5 minutes of your day. If you progressed on to then doing them, say 3 times a day, that would only be still less than 15 minutes a day. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you've got any comments and questions for me, leave them in the comments box, and subscribe if you're new. I've been Travis Tarrant, and you've been watching UK Fitness Hub.